Hey everyone, welcome back. Jamie here with part 2 of this Let's Play of Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition on PlayStation 4. Thank you very much if you're a returning customer. Really grateful for you coming and watching part 2. If you're new here, you can catch episode 1, parts 1 and 2 on my channel. So look up Gamey Jamie and you'll be able to see the playthrough from the start. Last episode we got introduced to our protagonist, who is the Nameless One. We found out that he's this immortal. He has lost his memories, so he's no idea how he's ended up in the mortuary, which is where we are now. We cleared out that first floor, we explored it all, met some interesting and crazy looking zombies, and a really weird woman with claw talon hands, who was a tiefling. And we've now got a little bit further and gone upstairs. So we're still trying to find our way out of here. Fingers crossed we'll get a bit further, and with any luck we'll actually get the hell out of here. That'd be nice, and actually start exploring Sigil in a bit more detail. I did think though that it was remiss of me last time not to show you the character sheets for the two people that are catting about here, so the Nameless One and Mort. So let's rectify that now and go to characters. So we know a little bit about the Nameless One's statistics because we set those out when we started the game. So we know about his strength, his wisdom being really high, his intelligence is high as well, and why that is, for reasons of trying to get the most out of the game. What we maybe didn't look at was his hit points. This is the amount of damage he can take, so 21's actually pretty good. He can take a bit of a beating, and as you go up the levels you gain more hit points, and it depends on your class as to how many hit points you get. So he's a fighter at the moment. You always start as a fighter in this game. You don't choose your class at the start, but you can change it. So as you meet certain people within the city of Sigil and beyond, they can train you in a different class. So I mentioned that I'm going to try and do a playthrough as a thief this time, a thief or a rogue. Those terms are interchangeable. You can choose your class. So you start off as a fighter. I'm going to be a thief. But you can also be a mage as well, so I'm going to cast spells. And it depends on your class as to how many hit points you get as you go up the levels. So fighters get the most, rogues get the second most, and mages get the least. So that's the payoff. Mages do loads of damage with their spells, but they're pretty easy to knock down. So yeah, 21 points to start off with, which is really good. Armor class of 10, so I think this is your starter. Actually, in this version of Dungeons and Dragons, the lower the better in terms of armor class, so you can actually get into the negatives, minus 5, minus 10, whatever, which means it's really difficult for you to get hit. So our armor class is the lower the better, and when we look at Mort you'll see his is actually really good. And I'd mentioned alignment as well, so through the conversations I have, through the quests I accept, through the things that the Nameless One does, I'll start shaping the alignment. So this is how his sort of moral compass is set out. And at the moment it starts as true neutral. So true neutral characters believe in maintaining the balance of law and chaos. They don't tip the scales between the two and tend to oppose anyone who does. Well, that's true of people who choose to be true neutral, but I suppose the Nameless One has started off as true neutral. There's a little bit of biography. A little bit of biography. So this is really what happened in episode 1. About him waking up, doesn't know who he is, doesn't know how he got there, he feels like he's lost his possessions, feels like something's missing, something inside him, but he doesn't know what. We're going to figure that out as we go through this story. The information part is really the full character sheet. This would be what you would have had on paper if you were playing proper Dungeons and Dragons. It's got his saving throws, so this is against different kinds of effects, whether he shrugs them off or not. Sorry, my cat's going mad at the moment, 2 seconds. We've got weapon proficiencies, so there you can see we've got fists and edged weapons are what he's proficient in at the moment. So that's what he starts off with, and he's got 3 unused slots. Now there's no way to spend those at the moment, and that's because you have to meet a trainer to then use those slots up. and they can be used not just for fists and edge weapons, but a range of different weapon types. I've got to think about, if this guy's a thief, what kind of weapons he's able to use, because your class restricts the kind of weapons you can use in 2nd edition Dungeons and Dragons. So I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, but something to keep in mind, he's got those points to spend. I need to spend them wisely. If we have a look at Mort then, so here's Mort's statistics. He's stronger than the Nameless one, his strength's 12, whereas the Nameless one's is 9. He's not as wise, nowhere near as wise, despite having to have all this knowledge. He is dexterous, so nimble. Makes sense, he's a little bobbing skull. His charisma is really low, 6. That's painfully low. If you think about the Nameless one being 13, and he's not exactly a looker, is he? It's not just about looks, it's about how, I suppose, first impressions. And he's quite mouthy, he's snarky, sarcastic. He rubs people up the wrong way on purpose, just to get a rise out of them. So yeah, that low charisma really sits well with him, despite me really liking him. That makes sense. I like the fact that he's not likable. His constitution's high, so that's going to help with his hit points as he goes up levels as well, get bonus hit points. And he's actually quite smart, above average intelligence. He's also a fighter. He's also got 20 hit points. His armor class is really low, which is good, remember, in 2nd edition Dungeons and Dragons. And his alignment is chaotic good. That's how I'm going to try and mould the Nameless one this time. I'm going to try and be chaotic good. It says that chaotic good characters aren't concerned with structure or order, they are individualists who tend towards performing acts of kindness. So that's the kind of playthrough I'm going to do this time. It does have his biography here. Now, it is quite wordy. Lots and lots of text here. You can read through that. I'm sure you can Google it, or maybe even just pause it here on your replay here. You can pause that. His full character sheets here. So there's his. He's actually resistant to quite a lot. Immune to cold and magic cold and poison, and fairly resistant to loads of different types of damage. So yeah, really hard to knock down. Really, quite a tough character. If you think about his hit points, his low armor class, his resistances, yeah, he's a really handy person to have. He's the tank of the party, so yeah, does a really good job of it. It seems strange that the tank of the party is a floating skull, but he is. Okay, let's come at that. Oh, the reform party bit is just when you've got a much bigger pool of characters to select from. You can choose to expel one from the party to make room for another. But we'll have a look at that once we start getting a bigger party. It's just the two of us just now, so plenty of room for us. Right, let's start exploring this floor. See if there's anything that we can loot. Charcoal charm. Okay, it's like a temporary buff. Gives us resistance to fire and magical fire. We will take that. Thank you. Oh, that's a dustman. Okay, we need to stay on our toes here. Let's have a quick look at this. The skeleton number 748, according to the number chiseled above its brow, is odd only in that some of its teeth appear to be false ones made of reddish-brown stone. They're clearly not valuable, however, as its caretakers would have otherwise removed them. Ha! Okay, I have to ask, why the smock? I mean, it's not like you have anything to be modest about. The skeleton makes no reply. Great talking to you, Bones. Stay healthy. This is more. Wonder if this greybeard would mind if I borrowed his body. I don't think he's in any position to object. Mort studies the skeleton for a moment, then shakes his head. Nah, I need a fresher one than this. And something with a little more dignity. This one's all creaky and fractured. And you're not? Oh, you're a sack full of laughs. Besides, you don't want to talk, Burke. Mirrors beg for mercy when you're around. Oh yeah? At least I have all my parts. Mort snorts. You're not quite sure how you managed it without lungs. Let me tell you, Mort, there's nothing more satisfying than walking around, swinging your arms, breathing the crisp air through the lungs. It's great to have a body. I'll have you know that helping you escape the pressure preparation room has now been added to my growing list of regrets. I should have let you rot. Some more, that is. Boom, boom. Glad you feel that way. Let's go. I like the little bit of banter between them. I think it's kind of a love-hate relationship. Okay, I mean, there's no way I'm sneaking past this guy, is there? Or maybe I'll just try and steer clear of him. Oh no, he's coming at me. Oh, the skeleton blocked him. Alright, come at me then, bro. What you got? The dustman regards you with a stony gaze. Are you lost? No, I'm not lost. I had some questions. If you're not lost, what is your business here? I'm here to see someone. Who are you here to see? Lie. God, okay. Yeah, let's make up a lie. Adan, does he still work here, or...? Her name is not familiar to me. Check with one of the guides at the front gate, then may be able to direct you better than I. Very well, I'll do that. Farewell. The dustman nods, then returns to his duties. Okay, walk away. Just walk away casually. Oh god, here's someone else coming at me, man. Are you lost? No, I'm not lost. Look, do you two not talk to each other? I am not lost. I'm here to see someone. I mean, the lie worked last time. Adan. Check with one of the guides. Okay, so we have a workable lie now. It seems okay if we just lie about this, seeing someone here. What does the needle and thread do? Remind myself. Heal 6 hit points, that's pretty good. Okay, what's in here? Lots of units to look at, right, okay. Bandages, handy, yep, we need them. It's locked. Okay. Clot charm. Heals 9 hit points and gives you a bit of resistance as well. Good. Nothing there. Mortuary Tasklist. Someone has penned a series of tasks in red ink on this scrap of parchment. Like the contracted workers to be inspected thrice daily. If the contracted workers could be inspected every 8 hours and raised if they've collapsed. I do not wish collapsed bodies to be disposed of. I have included spare embalming charms within the shelves of the initiates on duty. They are to be used only when the shelves cannot be repaired. Alright, so someone's really keen on keeping the workforce working. What's this? Dustman embalming charm. This item will work on either you or Mort. Simply place it in your quick item slot. When cast, the target gains +2 to 8 temporary hit points and a temporary bonus. +1 armor class for half an hour. That's the thing in 2nd edition. It makes you, it boggles your mind, right? It says +1 armor class, but actually that means your armor class goes down, which is a good thing. Let's get your head around that. I can see why they changed it for later versions of Dungeons and Dragons. Right, this one was locked. I should be able to, if I remember how, oh no, let's zoom in. Attack.
Forced it.
Hey, bashed it. Ooh, we got stuff. Oh, this is what I needed. Okay, this is what I needed. It gives you bonuses to stuff. I'm not going to use it. But if you remember, we talked to the guy who was a zombie. Well, no, we talked to the guy who was disguised as a zombie, who turned out to be one of the anarchists. It's another one of the factions. Like the Dustmen is a faction, the anarchists is another faction. A faction that wants to bring down the rest of them. Kind of like a gang, I guess. And he said that there's a portal. I can't remember what floor it was on. Must be, it's not this floor, I don't think. I think it's one of the lower ones. And I needed a bent finger bone to activate the portal. So we've got the key. Jesus, just hit my mic there. We've got the key. And a corpse fly charm. Invokes swarm curse. Alright, okay, it summons a cloud of flies. A stream of insects from their nose and mouth, provided the charmed individual can keep their wits about them after the casting. The caster can send this cloud to attack a target. Okay. Handy. It's like a one-use spell. Right, let's see what's through here. Ooh, he's a different colour. He's like red. Let's have a look at this skeleton. Okay, skeleton has either seen a great deal of combat or has fallen down one too many staircases. Both its arms and legs have been broken and rebuilt with the aid of leather straps and thin iron rods. The front of its skull bears the number 863, but the back of the skull has been caved in, forming an empty cavity. You notice that someone has taken advantage of this and tucked a rolled up piece of parchment inside the skull. Well, I'll take that. You slip the parchment out of the worker's skull. Oddly enough, it looks as if the skull cavity is intended to store messages. A tiny string is attached to the parchment from a hook bolted inside the skull, as if to keep the parchment from accidentally falling out. Okay, unhook it. Unhook the string and glance over the parchment. It looks like a reminder from one of the mortuary custodians. Judging from the note, the skeleton seems to be a walking messenger. Okay. As you take a second glance at the skeleton, you realise it stopped in front of the slab because it didn't figure out how to move past it. Alright, okay. Right, I'll leave it alone. What's this note? Back to the note. Reminder. Rolled a piece of parchment appears to be some sort of message the skeleton in the mortuary was supposed to deliver. Okay, this is the third and last request for the pry bar. If it has been misplaced, tell me, and I shall go to the hive market and purchase another. I have no objection to maintaining the contracted workers, but I've been trying to repair the skeletons and the bolts are wedged so tight I can't get them out. Okay, is someone having a whinge? Also, some of the locks on the storage cabinets on the third floor have become stuck again due to the heat, and I need the pry bar to snap them open. If the pry bar is indeed lost, I will see about procuring the services of a locksmith and have the cabinet locks replaced. No need, my friend, I've mashed the thing open. Okay. Okay, the number 1146 is carved on the forehead of the walking corpse. Its lips are sewn together with coarse black thread. The entire body is covered in horrible scars, worse even than your own, as if its owner had been burned to death. Oof. Its nose, ears and several digits are missing, presumably charred away in some long ago Jesus, that's a tough word to say. Conflagration. I know that means fire. As you block its path to get its attention, it stops and gazes at you with vacant eyes. So, seen anything interesting? Continues to stare. Right, okay. Can we go in here? It's locked. Oh, here's another one. Right. Well-worn lie coming out. No, I'm here to see someone. Adan. Yes, okay, thank you. Thanks for your concern. This one's moving fast, isn't it? Let's see what this is all about. The skin on this female corpse is heavily tattooed with intricate patterns. The skin of her brow has been peeled back so that the number 1148 could be chiseled into the skull underneath. Her mouth has been sealed shut. God, doing anything later? No, upstairs at you, thank God for that. One of them doesn't say junk. Okay, what's this for? Right, this is a collection of junk. Small springs, broken bolts, and cracked gear or two. Looks like someone felt these pieces might be useful one day, but they seem pretty useless to you. I don't actually remember if there is a use for junk. I mean, the name would imply no. It's junk. What are you still doing here? Nothing. I'm on my way. The number 613 are cut deeply into this plodding corpse's forehead, but an inch of shredded leathery skin separates the 1 and 3. Looking closer, you can barely make out a 2 carved there. Okay. Oh, there's another one. They're going to ask me as well, aren't they? Is it you there? Just, oh, excuse me. I don't know if I should take that in front of the women. Let's take it and see what happens. No, I'm not lost. I'm here to see someone. Dan. Obviously. So I'm here to see. Right, I wonder if that key's for here. Oh, that's stairs going down into a different place. We'll go down there in a moment. hammer. 1 to 6 crushing. Okay. I might have to start giving some of this stuff to Mort. Inventory's getting filled up. One to 6 damage. What's this do? 1 to 6. Speed's 4. Speed's 6. I mean, this is just an arm. I mean, it's quite cool. Look, he's got a massive hammer now. We'll carry the hammer for now. We're going to go down those stairs in a moment, but I want to investigate this floor properly before we go. Can we go in here? Yep. Oh, kind of lined up. That's locked. Is that the same as before? Oh, contact the Necromancer responsible for raising contracted worker 42. I know he's examined the skeleton before, but I'm certain the initial raising of the body was warped. The worker still responds to commands, but when it has completed a task, it resumes pacing in the same circular pattern as it did before. Dal recently informed me that worker 42 exhibited the same walking pattern when it was a zombie decades ago. There may be a soul echo in the marrow, or the skeleton's age may have caused the magic emanating from him to decay. One of the initiates suggests it may be following an order issued by a higher-ranking dustman in the past. I have now found no records of such an order. Whatever the reason for its behaviour, the matter is to be resolved, or the worker replaced. Number 42. Okay. Iron crowbar. It's not been lost. Didn't look very hard for it, did they? To use the pry bar to force a locked door or chest, select it as a weapon, then attack the container or door. Although the pry bar is specially intended for such use, you can attempt to bash open a container or door with any weapon. Ah, so it's just a bit of flavour. It's not actually... It's not better at prying things open. Right, let's look at these assembled skeletons here. Okay, its jaw and major joints are tightly bound with leather straps and a rough smock has been thrown over it. The number 1221 has been chiselled onto his forehead. Examine it carefully. Someone has taken care to bind the bones on this skeleton with leather straps. Okay, skeleton looks like it's been a great deal of service. Many of its bones are chipped. Try and pry at the skeleton's joint bolts. Oh, I don't know. No. Don't want to do that yet. Looks like the corpse of a well-aged, even ancient woman. Aside from the embalming fluid stink, the stitches sealing her mouth, and the number 679 stitched onto her forehead cheek, it's like this she looks only slightly different now than when she did in her final years. Oh, flippin' heck. Doing anything later? No, thank God. Nope, this isn't successful. The corpse's meaty head was clearly severed at some point and hastily sewn back on. Ugh. Several different sets of stitching, all in various states of unravelling, seem to indicate that the head is constantly being knocked off and reattached during the course of its work. A number 79 has been cut into the temple, circumscribed by a fanged circle that appears to have been branded on its forehead. Examine that fanged circle. The fanged circle looks like it was branded on the corpse's forehead long ago, presumably before it died. It might be a religious icon of some sort, or a rite of passage. You notice that one of the recesses between the inner fangs has a small triangle within it, as if it has some special significance. I wonder if the space between the fangs match the grooves in this copper earring I have.
Updated my journal.
The corpse makes no reply. It looks like it is too far gone to answer any of your questions. I mean, there's a reason for that. This copper earring, okay, insert the fingernail into the notch that matches where the triangle was pointing in the fanged circle you saw in Zombie 79's forehead. Done. You hook your fingernail into the third groove from the top and press it inwards. As you do, there is a click, and the top of the earring snaps open. Not only can you wear the earring now, it looks like there is a secret compartment inside the earring. Okay, shake it, see what comes out. You shake the earring, but nothing comes out. Whatever was hidden in the earring is now gone. Okay, discovering the latch to the earring will allow you to wear it. In addition, the secret compartment may make the earring more valuable to a merchant. Okay, put it away. Can I stick it on? A bit of fashion here. No. It's So it's just, you know, I've increased its value. I can sell it. Is this the locked one? No. Was one of these locked? Am I dreaming? There we go. Bashed it.
Forced it.
Hey. Thank you. Nice. Right, okay. Get rid with my my lie again. I don't know if I can sell that junk. Maybe. Don't mind me just robbing the place. Despite the corpse's dry leathery skin, it's clear this was once a beautiful woman of middle years. Whomever prepared the corpse seemed to take pity on her, sewing her bow lips shut with Sewing her bow lips shut with small, neat stitches and tattooing the number 832 upon her forehead in elegant script. Okay. This reanimated corpse has her lips sewn together and the numbers 310 carved into its brow. The smell of formaldehyde permeates the air around it, turns its lifeless eyes upon you as you move to bar its path. So, seen anything interesting going on? No. Okay. The reason I'm talking to those zombies, by the way, is to try and nudge the nameless one towards that chaotic alignment that we're aiming for. Right, I think that this floor is done. Pretty sure I've talked to all the zombies, right? Just double check. 613. Yes. I have talked to him. Yeah, I think that's it, right? Wonder if I try and pry the bolts for the skeleton and see what happens. Try and pry the bolts. Whoa, Chief, that's vandalism. Those bolts are probably the only thing holding that bag of bones together. Necromancy only goes so far with these old fellas, you know? Oh, I don't want to cause any permanent damage. Oh, it's not a problem. What does a strange bobbing motion that you think might be a shrug? Just wasn't sure if you knew that or not. By all means, go ahead. No, I don't want to break him. I'm trying to be good. Right. Let's go down these stairs. See where it takes us. This is room 1. This is where we started. We've gone full circle. Okay, so I got the key to the inner sanctum though, so maybe that's here. Yes, right. I apologise, my memory's really rusty. I mean, I haven't played this for 2 decades. So forgive me. What's this stuff just lying on the floor? Cleaning rags. Bandages. This damp mass of rags looks like it's been used to mop up blood and other less savoury bodily fluids. Inventory's full. Okay, let me give some of this stuff. Wonder if I put it here, does that? It does. It makes some space. Right, let's put that there. Bandages, let's put them there. That's quite handy. Put that there. We're not going to use that. That's another weapon. Slot it there. Pry bar. Mort can take maybe some of this random stuff. Can I? Flicked in. Yeah, there we go. Just have him carry it. He can be my note paper person. Right. I don't know why that one's red. Odd. I'm sure there's a good reason. Right, that's made a bit of space. Do I want the cleaning rag? Done. Really? The bloodied rag?
I'm gone.
Oh, it's hard to click on. There we go. Maybe's aye, maybe's no. Let's talk to this. Whoa, hang on. This especially ghastly looking female corpse is missing its ears, nose and lips. In order to sew her jaw closed, whoever prepared her has had to draw the skin especially tight around her mouth. You can still see a line of crooked, yellowed teeth through the open slit that remains. The number 891 has been carved into the flesh. God, he's trying to chat them all up. One more.
What's up?
Let's go.
Good as done.
Done.
Right. Okay, I wonder if we can open this door now. Aha! And go down. First floor. Okay, I think this is American floor numbering. So I think this is actually the ground floor. Because obviously in the UK we've got ground floor and then first floor is the one above that. But I think this is now, I think we're on the ground. I think this is us where the exit
All right.
is. Let's talk to this. This doddering corpse has had its eyes sewn shut as well as its mouth, and the number 732 is carved into its brow. The threadwork that keeps its ocular cavities sealed looks extremely old. You wonder if the eyes were sewn shut before or after the man's death. You notice he is carrying a huge tome in his hands, as if taking it somewhere. Okay, I'll take that book. Carefully take the tome from the corpse's hands. It doesn't seem to notice. The tome appears to be a book of enchantments and wards. It is filled with diagrams and charts detailing various aspects of the necromantic arts. The body itself is extremely heavy. The book itself is extremely heavy. As awkward as the zombie is, it must be extremely strong. Okay, examine the corpse. Sorry about taking that book from you. It just looked too interesting to pass up. Doesn't say anything. Okay. Okay, I've got that book. Let's have a look. The Tome of Ash. Sorry, Bone and Ash. Okay. This worn leather-bound tome lists diagrams and charts detailing several minor wards and enchantments. There are numerous drawings of skeletons' bones and the manner of which they have been preserved over time. Particular interest is the section regarding guardians. Apparently the dustmen animate corpses of fallen giants to serve as guardians for the mortuary. To make them even deadlier, armouring enchantments are woven into their breastplates to help shield them from attacks. The book is much too complex for you to absorb all at once, but it looks as if it could refer to certain sections when the need arises. Okay. Is that a dead end? Nope. We're going kind of around the edge here. Yeah, okay. Oh, you there, hold. Keep with the story. Oh, okay. You seem a stern-looking man in black robes. He is glaring at you suspiciously. You, state your business. I don't want to snap his neck. Seem to have gotten turned around in these halls. Are there guides around who can direct visitors? The dustman frowns. He seems sceptical. There are guides that can direct you to an antechamber. Do not wander the mortuary unescorted. Okay, thank you for your assistance. I will speak to a guide. Nah. Oh, flippin' heck, man. Every 2 yards. Yes, I'll go speak to a guide. Right. That's the lie that we're telling, okay? That's stairs going up. Don't want to go up, do we? Don't think so. Where does that go? Hang on, have we got a map? Have we got a map? Map. Great Hall, yep. Stairs up to the 2nd level. Stairs up to the 2nd level, okay. Southeast Memorial Hall. Right. I keep going. Let's keep going. The plaque on the bier says, "Here lies Dianara." Oh, here we go. The music's changed. This is an important character here.